Wow, dude. This day just got a whole lot more interesting.
Trying to think of when he signed to FaZe and when he blew up.
Well, he signed to FaZe way before, like, right when he was blowing up.
Said he signed April 2018.
Yeah, Tfue started blowing up hard, like, April. January, March, April, May, June.
I mean,
Probably, like, July, August. Like, really, really getting big.
I mean, the only frame of mind I would be that you would ever sign that in is if, like, your sole blow up is coming from FaZe when it's.
I mean, Tfue was already growing, and he was starting to get a pretty big following. But I mean, bro, FaZe blew up Cloaksy and Turner. Like,
No, I agree. It's
like,
one of the only orgs that probably blows players up that way, because it has in the past.
Like, Cloaksy was not. I mean, they both really weren't getting like redonkulous viewers. But when you have like, they had like Banks and a bunch of other, you know, of these top FaZe creators who are like, you know, tweeting them, telling everyone about them, retweeting clips. Like, Banks has a lot of pull on Twitter. Like, he gets really good interaction.
Man, I don't like that people are like blasting Banks.
Yeah. Banks will come out with a statement letting everyone know it had nothing to do with him, probably, if it didn't. Also, everyone's saying that this is going to set a precedent. Like, bro, it's common knowledge, man. Like, you should never sign any contract whatsoever without it being read over or looked over. Like, but, I mean, I definitely think that hopefully a lot of younger people will read this and not make the same mistake.
Chad, if anyone tries to get you to sign any contract that takes 80% of your revenue, don't sign it.
I wouldn't even settle for 50.
No. Listen, no. All right, you put it like this. This is me playing devil's advocate to the hardest I possibly can. Okay, if you look at his numbers, they were like almost nothing, and then he joins FaZe on April, and now look where he is. Right. One could make the argument that FaZe gave him all of that opportunity to make that money, to blow up, to be that big, to give him that exposure on YouTube.
Do you think that's gonna be like the pitch?
100% that's their pitch. And dude, like, when you look at those numbers, can you argue? What's your argument against it? If you're Turner, and like
it's Fortnite, it's not FaZe is the argument.
I mean, but he was streaming Fortnite for months before that, and his viewership was the same.
Yeah.
Like that's my argument if I'm FaZe. Literally,
I remember watching Tfue when he had that 300-400 viewers.
Yeah.
Fortnite.
Yeah.
100%.
I gotta look at
H1Z1.
I gotta look at the timeline, bro.
He's been streaming since H1Z1.
Yeah, that's why I knew. That's why I watched him from. I knew of him when he only had a couple hundred streaming Fortnite. And he was kind of late on the Fortnite bandwagon too.
He was, but also to everyone saying, I'm literally in a group chat with Keemstar, and he said the only reason that Turner was even invited to compete in those tournaments, like the Fortnite Friday tournaments, was because he was on FaZe.
So, like, their pitch is we were a catalyst to his success,
right.
Therefore we are entitled.
That's why it's our money, right? That'll be a good argument, man. I don't know. I would like to think. Are they on you, by the way?
Yes, they are. They all are. They're going to game NBC.
And they're
I've been on plenty of I've been on plenty of organizations, man. One almost basic surefire way to get out is to and it shouldn't be like this, by the way. You should be held to your contract, or you know, like.
How long is this contract?
I think it was 3 years.
Holy F. You
gotta think, dude, there's no structure if you can just get out of contracts. Like, whenever you want. In esports. Like, you know what I mean? What's the point of a contract if you can get out whenever you want? What's the point of a contract if you can be like, I don't want to be on FaZe anymore? What's the point of a contract if you're like, I don't want to be on, I don't want to be on Luminosity, I don't want to be on TSM, I want to join a different team. It's like, you sign a contract. What's the point of the contract if you can leave whenever you want? This is devil's advocate as well, guys, because I've been a part of several organizations, dude. Liquid, Cloud9, Renegade, Luminosity, so many. At least 7 orgs. I know what it's like to be like, I don't want to be on this org. Well, I'll do anything to get out. And the number one thing you can do is tell your fan base, is sick your fan base on the organization. That's the easiest way. Because it becomes more of a hassle and more of a, to keep you. Because everyone's like, ah, free, because right now everyone, free Tfue. And everyone's just gonna be roasting FaZe right now.
Yeah.
And what is FaZe gonna do? What can they do?
Do whatever to release him to make it stop.
100%. It's a public nightmare. Like let's take me for example. I'm like, you know, LG. Like we had a pretty decently open, you know, relationship with sponsors and things like that. But let's say I was approaching Red Bull and Luminosity was approaching Monster. Like I 100% couldn't have gotten Red Bull because Luminosity legally could be like, that's a conflict of interest of our sponsor.
Right, and because you were under them.
And I'm under them, like that. It precedes whatever, you know, whatever I want.
Yo, Tim, advice for male pattern
wanted,
baldness. Just embrace it, bro.
You know, to be sponsored by McDonald's, or McDonald's reached out to me, and that, but Luminosity was approaching, or you know, any other organization that I was on was approaching Burger King, or about to do a deal with, you know, literally anyone at all that isn't. You can't, like, it's conflicting. You can't do it because these sponsors who are approaching, you know, FaZe and all these other companies, they want the people and the players underneath that organization to represent them as well. That's the whole point. They want the package. They want every single FaZe member. They want every single TSM member to be rocking, you know, Razer or whatever the company is. So it's very, very difficult for very talented and very big, massive YouTubers and streamers and competitive players to really actually be happy usually under an organization. Like once you kind of are bigger than just being a competitor, like that's when organizations usually don't, you don't benefit that well from that much from, like you'd be better off on your own because like, and Tfue definitely hit that, like, I mean, but again, it really is that like, it's like, did it, you know what I mean? Like, FaZe helped out so much for sure. So it's like, that's kind of one of the things where it's like, dude, you know, FaZe is a big part of what, of you know, of the explosiveness and the growth. So it's like, I mean, to be fair, that those percentages are nuts.
Yeah, 80, bro,
I'm not justifying the percentages. I want to let everyone know that.
That's unbelievable.
Oh, right on me.
And my thing is, I'm wondering if it's, do you think it was 80% of everything he made, or do you think it's 80% of what FaZe can bring to the table? That's my thought.
I think it's 80% of everything.
I just don't, I've never been a part of an org, so I don't know how it works. Like, do they get?
Yeah, that's different. There are rumors that FaZe has like pretty, you know, aggressive. I mean, in FaZe's defense, like the org, bro, like they have like FaZe is like a clout. If you're on FaZe, you're immediately like legitimately contracted FaZe. Like
Hog.
That helps you out in more ways than you know anything. FaZe, like being on FaZe is huge, right? Like, so.
God.
I mean,
yo, full power right here, by the way.
80% of everything, Twitch revenue included. No, not a chance.
I don't know how orgs work, man. I don't know if that may be a thing.
If you sign the contract, it's possible. So, like, I don't think he's suing for the money, though. He's not suing for that money back. That money's gone. Like, that's true. The 80% of all that revenue he made in the last year, or since he's been on FaZe, that's all gone. What he's trying to sue for is basically to get out of it now, and then eventually, you know, he'll be able to start making all of his 100% of it.
That's nuts, dude.
It's tough, dude.
I hope Cloak's contract ain't like that too.
I would assume it's the same. Why would it be different?
That's like the thought I had. I just would hope it wouldn't be. I don't know, for his sake. Apparently Cloak just tweeted big stuff on the horizon, so I wonder if it was a similar situation.
Probably. I'm assuming, I mean, if they're friends, I'm assuming that they're sharing like the same lawyer, maybe probably making it a dual case. At least that's what I would do. Split the cost as well.
That's insane,
man. I mean, like,
dude,
dude, in order to be like, FaZe probably has massive lawyers, and if you're gonna beat them, like, you're gonna need.
Dude, that's the thought I had, man. He's gonna try. Like, I'm assuming FaZe is like
100%. He needs to beat them in court. FaZe has great lawyers, so he's gonna. He's gonna be paying hundreds of thousands probably, depending on how long this.